So, what you doing? Welcome to Appalachia's Homestead. Welcome back to the channel. Give me a hug. Can you see me? That's right. I'm in my hunter orange. I walked out just a minute ago and there was about 13 deer all grazing off the driveway area. And I had to step out to film them because I couldn't get a good shot from the den window. Sometimes I can do that, just depends. Sometimes I need to clean my windows too. There's that. But anyway, so I stepped out and I went, you dummy. They're gonna run fast, far, far, far away because you stepped out in that orange jacket that doesn't have the string in the hood anymore. I know. Bless my heart. So listen, I wanted to pop in here today and talk to you and see how you were doing. We just finished up all of our chores, and a lot of you are asking, how are you making bone broth? Let me tell you what, guys. A lot of you already know this and been doing it since, since maybe the turn of the century. I don't know, but making bone broth is pretty easy. And I meant to do it yesterday, start the process, but I didn't have enough bones. I didn't have enough bones taken out of my freezer, so I had to take more out because I wanted 2 to 3 pounds. So to make bone broth, if you're talking about beef, I'm doing beef. I've got videos on how to make chicken stock. Now, I love homemade chicken broth. Historically, I prefer it over beef, but it's going to be interesting to see if it's different this time. I mean, not that I don't like it and you have used it, but if I tend to really just, I love homemade chicken broth. I've got an old video on that, honey. I do. Good old fashioned video on that. So, but I don't know if I ever made one on the beef broth, but let me just tell you this real quick before we get into the beef, Where's the beef? We're going to talk about it. Just get you some bones. You can go to I think you can buy them at the store. You can get them at your local butcher. All the ones I've ever used were ours from processing a steer or from a local farm. So there's that. I used 2 to 3 pounds. I let them thaw out overnight, just a little bit. I don't even know if you necessarily have to do that. I did. It made me feel better. I mean, so I want them kind of on the same playing field. And then I roasted them in the oven I did 1 hour. Some folks only do 30 minutes, okay? It just tends to bring out more flavor. And I roasted it at 400. Some people do 425, 30 minutes or whatever. I did 400 for about an hour. And then, boy, you pour off that tallow. I got me a nice little fresh jar. Ooh, you don't look so pretty. Or you can cook with it. You know, there it is. There's your tallow. You'll see it all sitting there. And I kept that, so that's a bonus. And then I've put it in my crock pot, okay? So I've put it on low in my crock pot. I've covered them with about an inch or two from the top. And then you put in there what you want. You do want to put apple cider vinegar in there, about 2 tablespoons. I don't measure. And then from there, you can add whatever spices or vegetables you do or do not want. I add a little bit of salt. I'll flavor it up later. In 2 days from now when it's done. It's going to take me about 48 hours. I like to slow it down, baby, for 48 hours. But I did cloves, garlic cloves, and a little bit of thyme, rosemary, and a whole onion. That's pretty much all I've done. I need to throw 2 or 3 bay leaves in there. I think it'd be fine if I didn't. I mean, but my point is when I cleaned out my pantry, I got rid of all my old bay leaves. And guess what? I'm a goober and didn't go get new bay leaves. So that's what's cooking right now. I'll put some shots in here on this video. I'm going to let it, so I'll get those tonight or tomorrow and I'll throw them in there. You'll be all right. And then I will let that go until about noon on Thursday. I said I was going to can it, but to be honest with you, with me pushing it on the carnivore this month, we're going to talk about that, I'm probably going to use it up pretty quick. So I may just quick freeze some, and then the next couple of batches I do, I may then go in can. And some of you are asking about, do I like the Carry electric canner? Yes, I love that little doodilly. You don't have to use that, but some of you were asking me about that in recent posts. Everybody's wanting a can right now. I think that's wonderful. Maybe they're making stuff for Christmas presents. But yes, I bought the Carry back several months ago. I used it. I loved it. And the items that I did, I haven't had any problem with. They've stayed sealed so far. So win-win, woo-hoo. So make you some bone broth and get you some tallow, and you're going to be just so healthy. You know, bone broth, particularly beef bone broth is probably the most underestimated, overlooked, non-discussed in the world. Now us here, we do talk about stuff like that, you know. But superfood, total superfood, total. So there's that. So make you some, okay? I mean, we can do a whole video on it if you want, but it's really, I mean, it'd be like a 1-minute video. It's so easy, guys. So get on that. But listen, let's talk about something real quick. Hug me again. I love you. Listen, Jesus is so good. God is so good. So I'm just going to, this is not about me and what I've discovered and what I've prayed about today. I was in some deep prayer today. I got a little off my schedule, but it was well worth it. So we're catching up right now. My husband is so wonderful. He's helping me catch up with a few chores. But listen, it's about pause. And I want you to think about what I'm saying. The world is overwhelming right now. Maybe things in your family are overwhelming right now. Finances are overwhelming right now. I know, I see it too, y'all. Okay, I mean, I get you. I totally see it. I see your comments, I know. And what I think is happening is a lot of people are overwhelmed right now. Everything is in your face, right? I mean, I'm not even getting on Twitter. I call it Twitter still, you know. I'm not even getting on there the rest of the, I'm going to really try to stay off the rest of the month. I'm like, I already know. I don't want to see, pardon me, I love you. Don't get mad at me and pull me in on this. I'm so tired of everybody fighting over a few issues right now. I'm exhausted from it. And just, even if I don't engage and I do the scroll, it's like, I just go, gosh, can we just like rest this for a minute? But, so I think a lot of you are there as well. And then you have the stressors of winter coming, it being holiday time, everything else in between. I want you to pause. That coming from me is a hallelujah moment, because that is the worst. That's not a characteristic or a word I have in my vocabulary, to pause. And I've been snapped back to pause. You'd think by now I would know. But when God means business, God's going to take care of business. And, you know, I really had to just work some things out this morning. And I want you to take the time to do that. Put a few things down. Do the necessary, but put the other things down. So you can breathe a little bit. You can figure things out a little bit. It is okay for you to pause, step back a second, look around, reassess, tweak, and then go right back at it. You all are important people in this community, to your community, around you, in your church, to your family. And the things that you are discovering or that you are doing may not, I've said this before, it may not be about you at all. It helps you. It makes you better, makes you stronger. But the trials you go through and the comeback that you have, or the decisions that you make, all these eyeballs are watching you. And sometimes we just get so gung-ho and we get so far ahead. Sometimes we have to pause. Maybe we get a little shaken and we have to pause. We have to look around and we turn around, and maybe our pause is the moment for us to reach our hand back to someone and pull them with us. What we're finding out, what we're experiencing, what we're changing, what we are, all the things, it's probably not just about us. It is to be the light for others to follow. have you ever seen that painting? And I can't remember the artist's name. I'm sure some of you will probably know right off the top of your head. There is a picture or a painting of Jesus on the water. And have you seen it? And it's like you're under the water, right? And he's reaching down to you. It's like there's that pause and he's reaching down to you. So I figured out real quick today, this last week was a little bit trying for me because I'm going to be honest with you. I felt like I failed a little bit, and I'm hard on myself. Okay. I am. I'm very hard on myself. I know I didn't. Sometimes you get thrown into the fire and you bring yourself out and you have to figure things out. And it's not about diet change. It's about a calling. And I said I was going to do the carnivore diet for the month of December. And I'm going to tell you, it threw me for a loop. The last video, 2 videos ago, I talked about this. So if you're like, what is she talking about? Just for time's sake, go back. That's not me being rude, okay? I'm not trying to be. But I got thrown for a loop with it. And then I started questioning myself. Isn't that how the enemy works on you? Doesn't it? Makes you, question. And I have, because of this situation over the last week and a few tweaks and thinking, I also got my, the little keto A1C and blood reader for myself. And I've been measuring myself, and boy, I've been kicked out. And I still think that I have things to figure out about myself. And I've prayed about this, and 2 times over the last week, this is total truth. Last week, one day I had a rough afternoon, and I told James, I said, I gotta lay down for 30 minutes to an hour if you don't mind. I said, he's like, honey, go lay down. And I did, and I never really fully fell asleep. At least I don't, when you're just in and out, resting. And I kept going over Psalm 23 in my mind, like on a loop. And when I got up, I even told James, and I put this on my Facebook page. This was phenomenal. And it happened to me again today, this morning. Like I woke up and I fell back asleep. And when I did, that's what I was doing again. I've never done this my whole life. I don't know. It is what it is. Well, I went through some things, prayed about it, discovered some things. I'm not going to get in the minutia of it. It's not important. I mean, just some things that I needed to wrestle through for my own self. And when I did, at the end of it, I was like, okay, I'm going to do my little devotional and read and relax. And, because I've been kind of tormented. I felt like I quit because I know you're like, this is so stupid. You ate a sweet potato. It's not about that. I mean, I needed to. Maybe that's the lesson. Maybe I'm on a lesson here in December about my health. This isn't about who I feel I have to be 100% by January 1st. No. I feel like I'm testing myself, and I feel like it's necessary. So I opened up my little guidebook that I like to just sort of look at on this date, and I read it. And at the bottom, the first scripture, I'm not making this up, you can go look at it yourself. The first scripture it tells me to go read is Psalm 23:4. I about fell off the couch. So God works like this, and He's not a God of chaos and confusion, but it's like you have to walk through it. And then it's like you're standing there, and it's like He goes, you should have never doubted me, but you had to figure that out, and that's okay. Come back, sister. So I was already making the bone broth. I'm back on carnivore. I'm going to monitor myself. I'm going to continue to monitor my levels. This is what this journey is this month. This is what I feel called to do. And it's not about me and my health and whatever I decide in the end. This is about pause. It's okay if you have to pause. If you're tormented by something, and you have to pause and just stop and pray and think. It's important we get our bearings right, because we're pulling others with us and we don't even recognize it. I wish I could share with you how many comments that I've gotten from you guys. I mean, you can see them everywhere about people desiring change, and they want change and they need change, and those that have done a lot of these health journeys. And it didn't just make them lose weight. I'm not trying to lose weight, but it sharpened their thinking and made their health so much better that they could do everything so much better. This country needs this. This country needs this. Our people need this. And I want you to think about that, because what a testimony that is. And, you know, all of these improvements, this comes back to me. I mean, there's a lot of great information out there and different things you can do. I get it. And I'm not trying to tell you what to do with your own self, but I do ask you explore and you try to clean up your diet, because you're going to feel so much better. But just an amazing journey that this is right now. And to position us into who we need to be for ourselves, and to serve our spouses, to serve our family. Because you know why? You're going to get the phone call. You're going to get the phone call. You're going to get the phone call. It may not be tomorrow, but I've said this. You're going to start rising up so much. Those that scoffed you, doubted you, didn't pay any attention to you, didn't help you. Suddenly, out of the blue one day, it may be 6 months down the road, they're going to need you. This is why it's important that you elevate. This is a calling. And I know, is that phone ringing? Ring a ring ring? Might be Jesus. So we're back at it. Me, I'm still supporting my husband. My husband is not full carnivore. He is more meat-based diet, absolutely. Dropping weight like crazy. I found a picture. It's in my phone. Actually, he and we both have it. It popped up again of him at the height of his weight and health crisis several years ago. He said, look at this. Here it is again. Showed up again, right? And I said, screenshot that right now, please. Send it to me so I know I've got a fresh picture of it. And he was like, I said, honey, this is your reminder. This was just yesterday. We're going to share it when he's ready. And it is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. But if you need to pause and gain your ground, that is okay. Farm's doing good. It's going to get cold this weekend. We're going to get down to 18 degrees. We're bringing in more straw. We've got plenty. We're going to bring in some more. Everybody's good. I might get another pig. I felt cute. We might do it. Honey might need another buddy, right? Now, we'll have to keep them separate for a little while, because they're teeny tiny. My buddy that we get hay from, they've had more little piglets. So we're talking about it. We're talking about it, but we want it to be right. We're pausing, thinking, praying, moving. That's what this season is right now is about. Don't move too fast. Stay positive, stay in motion. But if you have to slow it down, you got to regroup. Think it over. Pause in prayer. I love you guys so much. So a lot of you have been asking questions. I hope this answered a lot of them. And I got to get back down to the house, because you know what? We've got everything done now. And it's getting dark. And it's time to go to the gym, because that's what we do. Keep going forward. Like, subscribe, and share. Pray, prep, and be peaceful. Give me a hug. I'll see you on the next video.